Hi everyone, I am Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and this is part 3 to 2020's top 15 independently produced, or indie, as I like to call it, indie decks. And yeah, let's get right into it. So there's a part 1 and a part 2, so please be sure to check those out. And yeah, I'm not going to rehash what those decks were. You can watch those videos to see what they were. And I'm going to go on and get into it. So the decks that are featured in these 3 videos in this little quick series I decided to do tonight are decks that either were introduced to me in my collection this year in 2020, or ones that I was drawn to look at or spend time with throughout 2020, and that's why they made it to my list. And there was quite a few. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I still have quite a few other indie decks. Not too much afterwards, I guess. But there's still quite a few sitting on the shelf that need to probably get entered into the rotation for next year. So I'll be curious to see how 2021's top videos turn out for myself. All right, let's get started. We are moving right along to the Victorian Romantic. I did do an unboxing of this deck. Many of the decks featured, by the way, have unboxings if you want to check them out. I always try to include the links to my the original unboxing videos, and I encourage you to just do a quick search of a deck in the search feature of my channel. And you will probably find some information about the deck if I have it in my collection, or if I had it in my collection. I may not have the deck now, but I may have had it in the past. And yeah, check that out. So we have Alex Ukalovs and Carrie Mahoney, the Victorian Romantic Tarot. They are Baba Studios. Look. I have also the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, which I talked about, and I think that was in part 2. That was in part 2. Gorgeous box, just like the Bohemian Gothic. Oh, this was also gifted to me. Thank you. To you know who. And let's see. So there's just an extra card. Beautiful blue. I've been wanting and lusting after this deck for so long, and kind of missed the boats like many of us, and I was fortunate to be gifted this deck this year, and let me tell you, I am in love. I have used it on readings mostly for myself, but on a couple of client love readings I did pull it out. And when I say readings, by the way, guys, don't worry, I am not doing in-person readings. They are virtual. That's how it was before. Actually, my business saw an uptick. I didn't even have to do any advertising like I've had to do in the past, because yeah, virtual is where it's at, and it has been for me. I feel for those who really are able to only do their readings in person. Like, that's how they download their information. They feel most comfortable being face to face and close to the querent. But for me, I don't have to have that. I don't know if we all have to have that. I don't know how that works, but I've always felt like I can do readings this way, whether it's video, live, email, doesn't matter. I can just pick up on your energies. I just tap into that energetic flow. Karen, oh, this is a white book, which is actually, like I said, is quite detailed. They're very good with that, with Baba Studios. Look at the backs. Okay, this is the, let me see, does it say? This edition was created in 2018. I wonder if this card says. I'm just curious which edition this is. I forgot. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to quote it and be wrong. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure too. I know I put that little detail in my spreadsheet. If you guys are new to my channel, I actually have spreadsheets that I track all of my decks on. When they enter into my collection, whether I purchase them or whether they're gifted to me, I put them on a spreadsheet and I track little details like that, like what edition they are. Alrighty, here we go. Here's a few of these gorgeous babies here. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to show you some of this gold gorgeousness here. I don't know if I can get it where you can see it without a glare. Just trust me. This video is not going to do it justice, I'll just assure you. But these cards are beautiful. Here's the Strength card. Here's the Eight of Cups. Here's the Four of Cups. It's just so beautiful. I'm so in love with this deck. I won't keep going for time's sake because you know I could gush and go on all day on these videos here. But I will contain myself. So the Victorian Romantic Tarot. All right. Next up. Oh my goodness. This one is brand new to the world and brand new to my collection. And that is the Luminaris or Luminaris Tarot. It says belonging to a higher world. 78 card deck. An luminous and expressive reworking of the Rider-Waite-Smith system with an energy life force of its own. Designed for personal development, transformation, and empowerment for all. Someone in my comments on the unboxing said it was like a photorealism collage deck of the Lightseers Tarot. And I was like, oh, I see that. I see that. And I see that that's something I definitely, that's clearly an aesthetic that I am very fond of. But I'm quite smitten with this deck. It just came, and I'm already just in love. Can't stop shuffling it. It's on my deck. Literally, I'm shuffling it. Not even reading cards for anyone. I need to do some readings actually for people, by the way. I'm like, whoa. I'm doing these videos. I stopped doing readings just to play around with my indie decks, and I'm like, when am I going to get another chance to do this? Let me do this now. So I do this and I'm shuffling. My husband's like, really? That must be your loudest deck you own. And it is a loud shuffler. You hear that? But it does flippers quite well. Like, quite well. Here's the Four of Cups. Here is the Magician. Yeah. Let me show you. I'll show you the backs and then the gilding. Here's the backs and here's the pink gilding. Like, oh, the little. So gorgeous. Ten of Cups. Strength. So yeah, I can't stop shuffling it. It's amazing. I backed it on Kickstarter and it, I'm in a depth year. I still am. I end up being more of a low buy for sure because I certainly did not buy nearly as many as I've had in the past years. And I decided that 2021, the first 6 months, would be my depth year no buy part because I will be living in parts where I'm not going to really be just being able to get packages all sent willy-nilly. So it'd be a perfect time to be on a totally depth year thing. So I'm going to actually publish a video talking a little bit about that shift, and I gave myself a little latitude, and back this deck, and I'm so ever glad I did. I did a spread just to make sure that this is a deck that was worthy of me, you know, backing it and not adhering to strictly my depth here, and it went over. Here's the little guide booklet here. Just fine. I don't need nothing special. Here's the box. It came in record time. It came in perfect timing. I was kind of starting to sweat because we were going to be out of the house by the end of the month and on our way to our new home that we're going to be staying at for a couple of months. And yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, is it going to make it? Is it going to get forwarded, and is it going to make it to me ever? And it came earlier than promised, and I'm just thrilled. It's a powerful little deck, and I can't wait to use it more in 2021. So that's the Super Luminaris Tarot. All right, the next one actually came in my collection. I want to say it was 2019, I believe. But I do use it quite a bit still in 2020, and I use it for readings for myself, but mostly for readings for clients. Some of my clients, I just get an inkling that this is the deck I should use for them. So let's look at it here. This is the This Might Hurt Tarot, and it is by Isabella Rotman, and I also backed this one on Kickstarter. And this is a fan favorite. People love this deck. I think I mentioned this in my top 10 tarot decks. And that collection also had mass market decks. But this is strictly my indie decks. And so I just cannot let this video go by without mentioning that This Might Hurt, because I was just blown away by the whole campaign to the finished product. She also delivered early, and I was just smitten by the whole experience of this deck and by the deck itself. Here is the guidebook. Many of you know that I appreciate when the creator has the guidebook fit inside the box, and that when they all are able to be contained in the box of this size, the cards and the deck. That's my preference. Now, is it a deal breaker? It is not. Here's the backs. Here's the holographic edging that I've kind of beat up. You can tell that I've used this deck quite a bit, but that's what decks are, you know, they're supposed to be used. I mean, they're not supposed to be these pretty little things I baby, and I'm hoping that more of them get broken in this year, but we'll see. Or in the coming year. Here's the Lovers. I love her art style. I love she had a color, like a person who did the coloring of the deck. I forgot his name. It might be mentioned in the guidebook. But like he did the, you know, pigmentation of it all. And it was just like beautiful. These beautiful saturated colors. I'm just in love and in awe. Here's the full. This deck just makes me happy. And it's a joy to use in readings. It really is. And it's super accessible. So if you're new to tarot, this is definitely one to check out if you can. I don't know if it's in print or out of print. I didn't check that for this particular deck, but this is a good go-to one if you're like, you want something, you know, like an independently produced deck. You want something that's near and dear to you and inclusive and young and youthful and contemporary. This is the deck. This is the deck. And it's an accurate reader. I love reading with it. And it just, I don't know. It works. It works for me. Okay. I won't keep going. Oh, one more. Here's 7 of Cups. No. Put this away. So I'm trying to keep keep the videos at a certain length. I don't think it'll be super duper long. I usually make these videos pretty long, and I'm gonna be. I resolve in the new year to have slightly shorter videos. Slightly. Okay, so what do we have next? Oh, we have two more. The next one I've talked about ad nauseum on my channel, but again, I can't let this video go without mentioning it, and that would be Chris Ann's The Light Seers Tarot. And although I use the mass market one the most, I do from time to time go to the independently produced one to give it love, to make sure, you know, I'm like, okay, let me show you some love and let me appreciate the gorgeousness that this deck is. I appreciate that she made one that was accessible for the masses. So she made a mass market produced deck with Hay House for the Light Seers. And then I liked that I was so fortunate to have backed this one on Kickstarter. And look at the guidebook. I also backed at the time the Muse Tarot. And I'm hoping to get to know this one more in the new year as well. I fell in love with the Light Seers first, and you know, that's the artwork that I first saw, and that's the one I fell in love with, and that's the one I highly resonate with. But this one I have plans for, so we'll see. We'll see. But this one, it says A Journey of Shadows and Sunshine, and it's amazing. Chris Ann Donnelly is an amazing creator. She writes like I mean, just the way her writing style just really speaks to me. It's fun, uplifting, to the point, and the messages always resonate. And she was able to pack a lot of information into the Hay House version of her deck, and I appreciated that as well. Not that I consult it much, but every now and then I like to kind of like really deepen my connection with the deck even more, because the Light Seers, look, it's right here, because I'm going to probably try to squeeze in a reading before I go to bed. Of course I am. The mass market one, the guidebook is really good, but I never really use it. But this is my home Skillet deck. This is my workhorse tarot deck that I've been using all year long. So it was inspired, obviously, by the independently produced one, which has this amazing gilding. It's got the box like that. Here's the backs. Here's the card back. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, the indie is amazing. The Light Seers is wonderful for my everyday use, but the indie is showing up and showing out. Here is the Page of Wands. Here's the Two of Wands. Here's the Sun. Let's see what we got. Here's the Tower. Oh, here's the Lovers. I love the Lovers. It's gorgeous. Hold on. You know, I know what y'all are here for. Well, here's the Empress. Here's the King of Wands. I don't know what's in here. Maybe it's not. It's not. I was going to try to show you the original 10 of Swords, but if I don't see it readily, we're going to move on for time's sake. Here is the Queen of Pentacles, which I really adore. And yeah, if I don't see her, oh, there she is. There she is. And I'm going to show you both of them because apparently they're sitting right next to each other. But why do I have them in order? Oh, I do have them in order. Interesting. Uh-oh. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. And here is the 2 cards. And yeah, this deck is in my collection and it's gonna stay for a while or ever. Yeah, this was one of the cards that was of high debate. I'm actually gonna put these back here. I don't know what I was doing, what kind of little system I was trying to have here. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'll just put you guys all back. Oh, I could just sort that out later. For some reason, I sorted all my cards and put them in order, which is nice, but I don't know why I did that because I don't have any intentions of selling it, so I'm not quite sure why I did that. Okay, so last but not least is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot by Liz Houston. It's in a tug box. This one is actually going to be produced by US Games in January 2021, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I know that the backs are changed, and actually I'll show you in a moment with what I have seen some of the cards displayed. The backs will be different. Here is the backs. Here's the front. And so this part is also different. It's like a different shade and there's a different card back. But I don't know if there's additional cards or if there's other changes. But here's the 10 of Wands. I'm very much into surreal art. Always have been. And I love art that feels otherworldly and disembodied a little, and then yet magical at the same time and whimsical. And it scratches a certain part of my imagination that I like to go to at times in my readings. Not all the time. Sometimes I just need it, quick and dirty, and let's get in and out and let me go on about my day. But other times I kind of want to meander, and this is one that, even though this is the 3 of Swords, I'm looking at this and I see where the heart is actually positioned. It's not necessarily positioned here in her chest, but it's here in her womb area almost. It's almost like in her belly. And that speaks to a different kind of experience to me. It just is so, it's nuance like that, little details like that I pick up on. And then in the reflection, you can see, so you see here, this is an anatomically correct heart, and I'll pull it close. But at the bottom, you'll see more, it looks like a heart shape. So I'm going to pull it in as close as I can so you can see it. See it there? The reflection in this kind of murky water. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Here's the Lovers. So I'm excited to see what those changes are. I'm probably not at this time going to get the mass market. I'm going to work with this one some more and see how that goes. I really love the way it shuffles. And I'm sure US Games is going to do it justice. I'm confident of it. I know people will probably really appreciate it because US Games, for me, never disappoints. Ace of Cups. Okay. Oh, let me show you the Chariot and then we'll stop. I'm pretty sure I have an unboxing. If you want to check that out, check it out. So there you have it, folks. that is my 2020 top 15 indie tarot decks. And if you haven't already done so, please check out parts 1 and 2 of this series. And I want to thank you for hanging in there with me, watching all 3. If you've done so, or just if you watched this one, that's okay too. I want to hear from you in the comments on what decks were your top, 10, top 5, top 15, top 1. Like maybe you're like, I only have 1 and that's all I was concerned with. Share it in the comments below, or if you've done similar type of videos, I'd love to hear from you on what those are so I can check them out. I'm always interested in checking out these type of videos because it's entertaining to hear what people have to say about the decks that moved them or the decks that came into their collection in a given year. It like really helps me as a collector, but it also excites me as a reader because it's like I get to hear your inside thoughts on why you love that deck so much or why it works for you, and it excites me. So oh my goodness, I am super excited that I did this little series. This was impromptu. It was only supposed to be 10 tarot decks, and I was like, oh no, I can't just stop at 10. And now it's 3 whole videos. I did not plan for that part. I didn't plan for the 3 videos part, but I usually do this every year. So check out some of my old ones if you are so curious to see what those decks were back in the day that I was in love with, or 2020. Check those out. Not 2020, but I think I went as far back as 2017 when I did these. So I do them every year. It's something I love to do as a collector for the channel. And I always love to see what other people are talking about in terms of their decks that they love so much. Take good care of you guys, of yourselves. I can't even talk. I'm getting tired. Take good care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I'm pretty sure I'm going to publish this before the new year, but whenever you're watching this, I hope that this video comes at a time that you are feeling abundantly blessed. And if you're having a hard time, please, please receive my love that I'm sending to you now. I thank you all for your support of the channel. I thank you all for continuing to watch the videos, and for your beautiful comments, for liking and just subscribing. That's a big deal to me. Those things actually really matter a lot. So thank you. Much love to you. So many blessings. Take good care, and I'll see you all later.